The day Ratty came to Fairweather Island was a typical September day weather-wise. Powder blue sky, fluffball clouds, and just enough sun to keep everyone jacket-free. But it was not a typical day rat-wise. Rats had not been seen on the island since they'd been eradicated a century prior. Those rats had been the sort that scurried on all fours and were the size of a butter dish. None of them had been 12-year-old boy-sized or able to speak. None of them had worn matching joggers and hoodies. No rat of that sort had ever visited Fairweather Island. Until now. Ratty didn't enjoy the ferry boat ride, even though the seas were mild that day. He stayed in the back seat of his uncle's car, staring at his knees, trying not to get seasick. He knew that throughout history, rats had traveled across the 7 seas on carved Viking ships, on tall-masted schooners, and on container ships in search of new lands and new homes. But while those rats had possessed sea legs, Ratty did not. Yet another reminder that he was different from the regular rats of the world. Yet another reminder that he was something else.
"We have arrived at our destination," a voice announced. "Drivers, please return to your cars at this time. Walk-ons will disembark on the passenger deck. Thank you for riding the Fairweather Ferry, and we hope to see you again soon."
Ratty exhaled a great sigh of relief as the boat glided toward the dock. Soon he'd be on solid land. Soon he'd be driving toward his destiny.
"Have I told you that I think this is a really bad idea?"
his uncle asked from the driver's seat. The uncle's name was Max Barclay. "Only 1,000,000 times," Ratty replied.
"Well, consider this 1,000,001. We shouldn't be here. The probability of this ending badly is very high."
Ratty sighed again. His uncle had been in a rotten mood all morning. Coming to the island had been Ratty's idea, and it had taken a great deal of begging, pleading, and arguing to get Max to bring him here. And Ratty knew that Max was correct. There was a very good chance that this visit would end in disaster. But there was also a chance that it wouldn't. And even the tiniest chance was worth pursuing, if it meant changing things for the better. If it meant ending a curse. A ferry attendant waved them forward. Max drove off the boat and onto Main Street. Ratty peered out the passenger window, which was darkly tinted to keep prying eyes from discovering the car's secret passenger. Secrecy was always a top concern. Ratty and Max had learned, long ago, that no one ever reacted calmly after spotting a 4-foot-tall rat. Shrieking, screaming, running. Followed by more shrieking and screaming and running. As if Bigfoot himself had appeared. But it was early morning and the street was quiet. They drove past a bookshop, an ice cream parlor, and a trinket store, all not yet opened. A few customers sat outside a coffee house, sipping drinks from white paper cups. A man was sweeping the sidewalk in front of the hardware store. Ratty turned his gaze to the opposite window, where the street opened down to a pebbled beach and where a dock jutted out into the water. At its end stood a building with a sign, Fairweather Fish Market. A fisherman was carrying a crab pot to his boat.